We're going to call the meeting to order, please. If you'd please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first item on the agenda is public comment time. Is there anyone here from the township that has a general comment? I will have public comment on each agenda item if it's a specific agenda item. Do you have any?
Well, we can talk.
You're gonna do just agenda items? I'll give you time for those.
And old business.
I'm sorry?
Old business also.
Why don't you do that now? Well, there's no old business on the agenda, so.
And there's old business is on here. It's listed for Meadows Landing.
Oh, I see that old
Yeah.
business. I thought you meant like old new business.
It says tabled
New
until
old business.
September meeting. Actually, that they asked to be tabled last time, so we were tabled in June for July, and now July for August, now August for September. How many times are we going to allow them to keep
Forever.
tabling this?
Forever. They're
Forever.
entitled to come do it forever.
So I could apply for a
They'll get
permit
tired-
and
they'll get
forever, I
tired of it,
can,
but yeah.
I can just keep telling you I want to table it.
Yeah. I don't
So
think
they
there's any-
never have to start at
I
the
don't
very
think there
beginning
is.
from all over. Dennis, is that correct?
I'm sorry, I was looking at some stuff. over here.
She
I
said,
think
how
I
many times
received-
can they table?
Well, I received a phone call from Mr. Maley today. That is the developer's name. He said basically he's trying to finalize the sewage connections or something of that nature. So he says that he will have it for the next meeting. So you have to give people leeway in what they're doing, but there comes a time, I guess, is this conditional use we have with this guy or something?
This is
The
final
one guy
subdivision.
left you out of the meeting, because they done it about 5 times. They said they were gonna have a letter from WeJ and they had no letter. Finally, I said, unless you come back with a letter, we're not gonna talk to you anymore. That was a while back on 5 developments back on that.
I remember you saying that. Yeah, I was at that meeting.
I'll
But yeah,
look into
this
the
is
issue, but I
different.
think you have to give him some leeway. How many times did they continue this already?
2 or 3.
This might be the third, I'm not sure.
This is the third time? Okay, so I'll look at it, I'll give you an answer next week.
Okay. I just want to make sure they have all their paperwork in order to, because there was like 119 deficiencies that they had the last time, and those need to be addressed. Because I'm sure property has changed up there in the past couple of years with the ground continuing to be moved. All right, thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I do have a mention, of, if you want to call it old business. Several months ago, I brought up that old former Burger King on Markland in deplorable condition. The grass, weeds are high, place is falling apart. And I asked the township or the manager to write whoever owns that place a letter and say either clean it up or tear it down, because it's terrible. And I went by there yesterday and it's looking worse and worse, so I don't know whether they did the letter. I sort of thought,
The only thing they've done so far is the one junk car out of it. So, but they have been notified. So probably the next phase would be getting them to the magistrate's office. So we are working with them. The only thing they've done thus far is remove one car.
Okay.
all right,
All right. We're gonna move on to consideration of the planning commission regular meeting minutes from July 2nd, 2026. Everybody had a chance to review the minutes?
Yes.
Any comments, revisions? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
Make a motion.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Minutes are approved as submitted. And we'll go to old business. We have consideration of final subdivision plan for MLD Meadows Landing LLC for Phase 1 of the Meadows Landing Planned Residential Development. This is a request from the applicant to table this to the September meeting. And I believe from what I've seen, what I saw was the request included a um, acceptance of extending the deadline. Is that right? Did you see it, Dennis? Okay. Is any discussion on that item?
This will be your third time. I think this would be, they ought to be warned that that could put their application in jeopardy. Not saying it would be warned that it could.
Okay.
My
Anybody?
suggestion.
Sure. Anybody else? Other comment? All right, could entertain a motion, one to table, I think would be the motion with the comment that get moving.
I'll make.
However you want to phrase that, Jay.
Table that does, with a written warning to them that if they extend it again, it basically waste our time. That approval would have to be in jeopardy and maybe started again.
Yep, motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, a little discussion. The only thing I'll say on that too with the developers in these motions are, all they'd have to do is pay the fee again.
Yeah,
That's
still.
what would happen
But
at
still,
that
puts in
point.
jeopardy thinking, well,
Yeah.
we don't want to piss them off anymore.
Yeah, and it's for them, if it's like Fred said, they're trying to wrap up the one remaining item to do it. I agree with Mr. Makel though too, and the comment from before, like, you're not gonna go forever.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, but at some point, in case an ordinance changes or something, but like Fred said too, there's really no harm.
Yeah,
Unless an ordinance changes or the conditions change at some point, that would change the application, but that's my comment. So we have a motion, and a second. Any other comment?
Mr. Maple is gonna look at if there is something in the ordinance on a time limit
I'll do that.
Sounds
for
good.
the next meeting.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
One abstain.
One abstain, one abstention, Mr. Rumbaugh. Item B, very similar. This is this is for final subdivision, right? Did I say land development for the first one or subdivision for the first one? All right, so this is for final land development, the same issue. Same motion?
I'll make the same motion as before.
All right, we have a second.
Okay, sure.
All right. Oh, we want to give it to Fred? Fred, you said at the
Fred
same
can do
time.
it.
Fred gets the second. All right.
Yeah, I'll second it to extend it to the next State of Township Planning Commission meeting.
Very good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. And one abstention again for Mr. Rumbaugh. New business. We have consideration of preliminary and final land development from Key Environmental Incorporated for Anytime Fitness located at 1200 Washington Road on parcel number ending in 49-00 in the C2 General Commercial Zoning District. Is anybody here for the applicant? You get a chance to tell us who you are and go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, apologies that we've got some technical issues with the drawing stand. Good evening, my name is Luke Zhou. I'm with Key Environmental, professional engineer, and I'm here representing Black Onyx and Mr. Eric Beiswinger. I thought he would be here tonight, but I'm not sure where he is. Mr. Eric is proposing a development of an Anytime Fitness facility at 1200 Washington Road, which is right at the intersection of Route 19 and Davis School Road. The properties are zoned C2, which is General Commercial District, and fitness center is allowed use in this zoning district. The facility will include workout spaces, office spaces, and locker rooms. And the development will include a prefabricated steel building, parking lot, and a stormwater management pond. And it will be just under 1 acre. We have submitted our land development application and are currently addressing comment letter from the Township Engineer's Office. But we wanted to be here tonight and introduce the project to the Planning Commission members. And we would be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Is this a permitted use or?
Yes, it's
It's
a
permitted
permitted
use,
use,
okay.
yes.
So this is the first time you're coming before us, right?
Yes.
This project.
On your drawings here with the proposed building off of Davis Court, I'm assuming the access into this, are you still using the same access point that's there now between the two, between the buildings? There's the house there.
Yeah, so there is currently a driveway leading up to the garage of the residential building. And the building will be demolished by the fire department, and we will keep using that same access.
That driveway that goes up to the garage of the house?
Yes,
Okay, so then there'd be actually two accesses, which are still two accesses now off of there. There's the
Yes.
one for the house, and then there's the one that goes into the
the existing
The-
parking lot.
commercial.
Correct.
building. That's what I'm trying to think. Like, this here is that large building that's there in 19,
Okay.
you know, and here's the house is over here, so I'm trying to envision where the, this is Davis School, because that would come right off the Davis School. And there's 19 here. So this is one. It is, someone's gonna be here and someone's gonna be here, so it'd still be the two accesses that are off of there.
Okay, so this
You follow? Yeah. Mhm.
There's a light there at the intersection.
Yeah.
And Fisher's over. Yeah,
Over
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is right where Davis Road hits Route 19
Yeah,
Yeah,
on this side of. Route
right, this,
19.
yes,
so this is the falling down.
where they put the new roof on.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
the roof.
All right,
And
picture
that
it.
building, all that's staying there, that's not, and nothing, yeah, okay. And are there people, businesses leasing that now, or is that, how that's gonna
Not
be
that
used?
I'm aware of, but I do know that he is planning to lease it out and he has put on the roof there.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
that's the same one.
I'm sorry, sir, what did you keep?
Oh, I'm not aware that there is already leased out, but I do know that he is planning to lease it out and he has put on a new roof on that existing office building.
Okay, so that'll all stay as is.
Yes,
Parking, I did read, I think they're gonna use some of the existing parking and then add more parking
Yeah.
too.
yeah, so will be, the two businesses will be sharing their parking lots.
And is that the parking behind the building?
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
parking behind the building, and since it's not part of our development, we didn't like show the details over there, but there is a parking lot behind the building.
This is all one parcel though?
Funny question. We did find out that according to the county records, this is still two parcels. The smaller one is about 0.2 acres. And that's where that stormwater basin will be located on. But both are
Both
owned
buildings
by-
are on the, go ahead, sir.
Oh, I was gonna say that both parcels are owned by Eric.
Okay.
What are you doing for the sanitary on this? Because the sewer, public sewers aren't all through that area.
Yeah, so right now the plan is to use an on-lot switch holding tank. And as far as I know, Eric has been in touch with the township and there's some sort of agreement there. Yeah, so something like that has been approved.
I believe he's working with Burkitt to tie in above.
Correct. So that's a long-term plan that he's hoping to connect to the Burkett Manor development on the hill, but that development is not ready yet. So
Yeah.
for the time being, the plan is to use an on-lot holding tank.
Yeah, that's what he's saying, yeah.
Oh,
Basin there.
where the new building is proposed versus where the house is. And I apologize, I'm not very versed in reading the stories, but is it going to be sitting back much further than the house? I'm trying to-
There's some overlaps.
I just have to pull this up right now.
Somewhat
Oh,
behind
thank you.
Yes, I just have to.
existing building, but there will be some
So you can
overlaps.
see.
Okay, yeah, it is much further, okay.
Yeah. And footprint is much larger.
I didn't, yeah, I see, now I can see how they do it. That's interesting. That's, and I'm wondering, is there enough, if they're doing the stormwater down here, I'm just trying to envision how much space that is, but that's.
They'll calculate it.
Yeah, this is the stormwater.
Does it look?
This is the sanitary. I think
Yeah.
this is a holding tank.
Mhm. Does it, I guess what I'm trying to.
I don't know
see,
where
does
the
that come
house
really
is. The
close to
house is
Bridger?
right in
Where's
here.
the house?
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
who cares about it?
No one cares about the house. I'm wondering it's sitting back further, so as far as the
They're gonna cut
stormwater.
this, they're gonna cut this hillside back. 'Cause they're pushing it into the hill. It's all up above, so this is all,
And is the stormwater here and
this
that's
is the stormwater. Probably 100. 100 feet. So you got about 20 feet of cut here. Are you guys gonna do the geotech and see if that slips? Because there's slips.
Yes, we got the comments from the engineer's office. You know, as I told Trenton that, you know, with 2-to-1 slopes, which is common and typical,
Yeah,
but sounds like they have seen like landslide in other parts of the township, so they told us that we need to do a geotechnical investigation and evaluate the slope, sorry, the stability of the slopes.
Calculate how much cubic feet of water and the rain. It's not for us to- Your measuring tape out.
Stormwater.
I just have to be looking at that.
Let's try.
this is that building here. Wonder what they do for
This is a
sewage.
pump station.
So you intend to use the existing building
Really?
plus the new one that you're constructing
Not if you don't tell
for
them.
the
So
operation of the business?
the new building will be for the Anytime Fitness facility. The existing residential building will be demolished.
Oh, okay.
And there's another existing office building that's on the Route 19.
The
side.
house.
No, on the Route 19 side of the property. That's a much larger building and he's planning to lease it out as office building.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
That was my
I
fault.
Wasn't following.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
When you're done, what are you going to end up with? The new building that you constructed and,
and there's an existing office building on the Route 19
Right.
side of that property and he's planning to lease that out.
oh, leasing it out?
Yeah.
okay. Is there remodeling to go on there?
I believe so. I think he just put on a new roof on that existing
Yeah,
building.
they have new roof. the whole
But
thing just-
not change, not adding on rooms to it or anything?
No, not that I'm
Just
aware of.
remodeling the existing?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Just curious, what do they do for sewage?
What did they do?
The
for sewage?
existing, that contemporary building there.
A tank.
Yeah, so my understanding that there's an existing holding tank on the site,
Oh, okay.
and they are just gonna, my understanding is that it's not in a good condition, so they're gonna put in a new holding tank in the exact same spot to replace that.
Type of exercise? Is it free weights, aerobics?
Well, I've never personally been to Anytime Fitness, but I imagine it's just, you know, like any other gyms out there.
Okay.
What are they looking for the new building to be made of from the outside and so?
It's gonna be a prefabricated steel building, and I think he actually already have the building on the site right now, and he would like this to, you know, be able to proceed as soon as possible because that's just sitting there right now as, panels that he can assemble.
I'm sorry if I missed it. How many parking spaces will you end up with at the new building?
I believe according to the township's requirements, he would need additional 64 just for the new building. But we are using this clause in the ordinance that, the two businesses located on the same site can share their parking.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did provide a calculation in our report to demonstrate that the two, the existing number of parking spaces and new ones together will be able to manage the, anticipated traffic.
You don't anticipate conflict if you do succeed in leasing the building out and they need those spaces?
We don't. We actually anticipate that we're providing like too many because, like I said earlier, that according to the township's ordinance, he would need additional 64
Okay.
parking spaces just for the fitness center. But he said, as Eric owns Anytime Fitness at another location right now, and he said at their peak they're only expecting 15 people.
Oh.
They're open 24 hours.
Yes.
Yeah, they're open 24 hours, so there's people coming and going all the time.
Yeah.
3 in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they have about 18 spaces, which
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
that's fine. I mean, I don't know if we ever did, we were gonna look at cutting back our parking requirements because we've got so much parking lot and stormwater issues and they're always empty. Parking lot's got 50 spaces empty. I mean, I can't see 64 spaces.
Especially the retail,
Yeah.
whatever the retail
We were gonna
requires.
look at reducing that requirement because in a lot of these restaurants are all drive-through.
Yeah, like I said, it's anytime, they're 24
Yeah,
hours, so meet people there all the time. Maybe in the morning might be the biggest crowd, maybe around 5 or 6, next biggest crowd. After that,
2 a.m. is best time to work on.
what did you say, Greg?
Can you have two primary uses in the C2 district? Do you know that, Dennis, or not? On the same parcel?
I think you only have one primary use, usually. You have the, I've looked, at the- you have the ordinance here, pull me the ordinance, please.
This and this is,
What is it, you have the ordinance there? What does it say?
no. He said the stormwater. You see it right there.
Just on one parcel? or two
Where-
parcels?
Mm,
So it's two.
I don't know what the
parcels.
parcel, do you have the parcel on the map? I can't, maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. That's the site grading plan.
Is it it's two parcels right now, correct?
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
buildings are on the same parcel,
Yeah.
both buildings. Not trying to put a big hang up for you. I just, that is important.
Okay.
But this is a separate parcel. Is that a separate parcel or not? Where the old building is, that's a separate parcel, isn't it?
The old building is on the same parcel. So there are two parcels involved. The larger one is about 19 acres. The smaller one is about 0.2 acres. It's really tiny. It's where that stormwater pond is located.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no debate. There's no development proposed for that smaller one. It's just the stormwater pond.
Yeah, like you said, I'm just gonna pull up the.
I can't see on the.
So we can't have
Two or more in a
Two or
C2,
on the same parcel. Okay, good.
two or more principal uses. Two or more or two? Two or more.
So you're gonna have 4 or 5.
So you can have 100. Principal use. That's just the C2?
For the C1, C2,
Okay.
want to answer to.
I mean, it makes sense, but a lot of times they don't, it doesn't read that
That
way.
was, that was one of the things that we checked.
Trying to find out on my phone and I couldn't get to it.
You have an actual survey map, because these are my old reading glasses, but I can't see the parcel that the new building is gonna be on. I see the little parcel here where the stormwater is, but I don't know, what's this red line? What is?
So the red line is where we have topo survey because that's the area where the planned development is gonna be.
Okay,
The actual parcel is much larger. Like I said, it's about 19 acres, so it's not shown on this drawing.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't show what your offsets are to the property lines.
I think we have the front yard setback and the side yard setback show on that drawing. And in the back, it's like, it goes up the hill, like,
It goes way up.
yeah, way up, so it's just not, yeah. I'm assuming.
It's hard for me to picture where that, I can picture exactly where that is, but
Yeah.
not what happens behind that.
It's the, it's
Yeah, so
cages
you
with the
can see
stones.
this is- point to-
When they're done, I'll give you,
They look like
I know they're
they-
looking, I want them to hear you.
Yeah, and it also holds, it holds bags for
Like
people
I
that
said,
go
this
up.
doesn't really mean anything. Red line.
Before I bring the engineer up, you've seen a copy, the
Yes.
review letter from the engineer?
Yes, I said
Okay.
we are currently addressing the comment letters, and I think the biggest one is, in my opinion, is the geotechnical report, which obviously gonna take time because we need to do soil borings, collect samples, and do lab testing before we can, produce the report. And actually, I did want to, since we're on the topic, I wanted to ask if we are if we're authorized to clear some trees on the hill, because right now on the hillside it's all like trees and there's no access if we want to go up there to do soil boring and collect samples.
I don't think we can authorize that, but you can apply for excavation grading permit or something. And that's gonna be up to the zoning officer, I would say. Is that right? At that point, so I think that's where you would go for that to see if you could have approval. You'd get depending on how much you want to move.
So I
Of
feel like
grading
it's pretty like a chicken egg situation here because we need so what you're saying is we need the grading permit before we can go up there to clear the trees, but the whole reason we need to clear the trees is because we need to produce a geotechnical report in order to get the permit.
Whatever it is, if that's the case, that's the case. Like the planning commission can't grant you any
Okay.
authority to do anything.
Okay.
For one, for sure. That's just my general suggestion is if the clearing of trees that you want to do,
Yeah.
if that work requires a grading, excavate, we call it a grading permit? If that's what that would require, then you go and apply for that and the zoning code officer
You
will
don't
take care
need-
of that.
I mean, you don't need a grading.
But you may not
permit.
need one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Right,
think-
I don't know if you need
I
one
don't
or
think you
not,
need a
but
grading permit to go take some core borings back there. I mean, they need to cut some trees to get
It's
a
a-
rig
if-
back there or a skid rig, but.
Yeah.
you don't need a grading permit to
you
cut
need a
trees down
grading
as far as
permit
I
to
know.
do-
Okay.
To do that, I mean.
But if you're moving dirt, you do.
Okay.
Just
I
some
don't
of
think
them.
you Need any permit to cut some trees down,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah,
to
I
do-
know, I do think that we need a permit, just, I know that, being in this industry, in this field, we know that clearing trees, it could be a problem without, authorization or something from the township.
You may, depends on how much you're doing, it may involve your ENS, I don't know. I don't know.
think.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be my suggestion.
Love you with trees. I don't think
So
it's-
you can be a erosion control approved from the county. Any type of road disturbance, that is a portion of this letter as well. I probably recommend going through that step first prior to doing any type of road disturbance up there.
Okay.
So I think that would be your first step to clearing trees. Now for a grading permit, they have thresholds for how many cubic yards of road disturbance you would do prior to I don't
Okay.
believe soil borings would do that if it's solely soil. We can discuss that in regards to what we have to do there. But the grading permit is question more lies on the obtaining a grading permit, you also do need a geotechnical report. So that's where the chicken and the egg comes in. You would have
You
to
need
check
that.
yourself. So to keep
Okay.
progress moving, I would recommend getting your EMS approval first prior to doing anything.
So you're talking about like from getting ENS approved from
Conservation District.
County conservation,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, I agree with it. There's soil boring is not gonna, I don't know if you're drilling caissons, but soil boring should be okay.
Right.
You want to go ahead and talk about your letter and the response to it at that point?
Yeah. You see,
Our office had a chance to review the Anytime Fitness land development. We have a list of comments here in our letter dated July 30th. A few key notes to recognize is the 2-to-1 slopes for a geotech report. We are requesting that. That would be needed for a grading permit anyways. Our recommendation all through would be to table this with those geotech reports. If there are things where they find slides or anything like that, we would need to know that, hey, is it able to be built on the site as shown now? Without that geotech report, we can't really guarantee that the site layout is confirmed at the moment. Other than that, we are requesting that they provide a shared access agreement for both parking lots to be used. I understand that it is owned by the same person, but in the event of fighting over parking spaces, that could be a potential issue. Their driveway access right now currently shows a one-way in, one-way out. The in would be through the existing house's driveway, and the out would be through the existing office building's driveway. So that would be requested as well, along with for the 0.2 acre parcel as well. In the event that the applicant happens to sell that little piece off, they still need to have access into that stormwater basin as shown. Third most, our connection to the on-lot sewer system. We would always look for written approvals to do that through the DEP, the Sewage Council, as well as the Board of Supervisors. For our stormwater review, we have not completed a full review yet. There are some things missing from the current PCSM plan that we would need to see prior to review so that we can complete a full review.
Yeah. It does seem awkward to me. Again, I don't know why it would ever get sold separately anyway, but how can your required stormwater pond be on? I guess, I mean, you see that in developments all the time because
Correct.
HOA buys it, owns it or whatever, but does it cross parcel lines?
Yes, yeah, and that's why we would request an access agreement. And it looks odd, but it is an access agreement between the same owner, but we would request that in the case that they ever do.
And certainly
What if he
being
sells
it's
the
two
one of the
separate
buildings?
parcels.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, if he sells one of the two parcels, they still need to have access into that. And they would also have to build that into their PCSM plan so that they can show they have the access agreement.
You can't sell a building unless he parcels it off,
yes, subdivision.
subdivides and parcels it off. But
Yeah.
then you wouldn't have access to the sewer and then a whole world of issues at that point. Very
People
good.
can pull in, but they couldn't
Is-
pull out.
If they wanted just preliminary, is there enough here for preliminary?
For preliminary, we would recommend approval, final no.
Okay.
We would recommend that be tabled.
Any questions, Fred? I mean,
I think we can recommend a preliminary on this one. I mean, they've got a lot of work done here, but subject to geotech findings and whatever. Whatnot.
Access.
Yeah, the access issue, the shared agreement with the parking lot, you know. So I think we can get preliminary on that. And then give these guys enough to go and just see next month what they got their ticket punch.
so we'd recommend, if you did a motion, we'd be recommending preliminary, tabling, final. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
What kind of a timeline, like I know you said he's got stuff already there on site and he'd like to as soon as possible. What timeline does he have kind of in his plans that he'd like to have this completed by? Do you know?
Right? You make them go twice.
State preliminaries.
I think it's to be the concern is that because yeah, sorry, I can't speak on his exact plans and as far as the timeline goes, but my understanding is that he had to order the building a couple of months back because the prices were going crazy.
Steel.
And he now has those panels sitting on the side and he's not doing anything because he hasn't got approval. So if there's anything that you guys can provide to him to let him, make that process faster, I'm sure he will be really appreciative of that.
Yeah, I mean, what you get with the preliminary doesn't grant, I mean, he can't get a building permit. He's not going to be able to start building with preliminary, but it gives you some sense of you've accomplished something.
Yeah.
But then you're going to go to supervisor, right? For the preliminary, and then you'll be coming back here for the final and then going to supervisors again for the final, but. Well, Fred, do you want to make that as a motion? We talked about it, but we didn't actually make it. We'd like to do that. And subject probably to the engineer's comments. as well.
Yeah, I think, I'll make a motion for preliminary approval of this Black Onyx development on Davis School on Route 19, subject to the engineer's comments and completed geotech report and parking shared agreement. And that's sort of tough. The guy can't build anything yet, but that's the way it is.
Okay.
He saved money when he bought the stuff. He just have to sit on it.
Yeah.
I think if we do that motion, we can do a second motion to table final.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have, oh, sorry, forgot about you. Go ahead. Sorry. Well, let me do this for a second. We do have a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a second. Go ahead.
I just want to make sure that you're thinking about the security and the lighting issue over there on a 24/7. That's not it's kind of a little scary intersection right there to begin with, let alone have women going down there at 1:30 in the morning in that parking lot. I don't know if anybody's thinking on those terms of having a building that's going to be open 24/7. And also, I think we should listen to what our engineer said and just table this. I'm sorry, we don't have enough information. You don't have a geotech. A lot of soil samples seem to be taken first. I mean, we're paying an engineer. He's asking you to table it. And I really think we should listen to him. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comment on the motion?
Not on the motion, but the point she brought up about the lighting is something that I'm sure, I mean, it's got to fit within the ordinance and all that, but those are concerns that I share also as far as the lighting goes, with it being a 24-hour.
You want to ask, well, they would have reviewed, what is the lighting
Exactly, yeah.
plan?
What is
Do you
your-
have comments on the lighting plan?
They did submit a photometric plan for the lighting. Portions of the lighting do not meet the minimum foot candles or brightness for the portion. So we have requested that they revise their lighting plan to provide additional illumination in those spots.
Okay, I see. Okay, so that would have to come through on the final when they come in.
Yeah, it won't get final unless.
Do you
That
have
comes
lighting?
through.
Is it on the building or is it on a mast lighting? Is the lighting that's being proposed going to actually be physically on the building, or do you have some higher mast?
We
lighting?
will have like a lighting stand in the parking lot.
Any other comment? All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. We entertain a second motion. Wants to make it. We need to either deny or table final, I'm
I'll make
suggesting.
a motion to table. Engineers comments.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all right. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much. Next is consideration, I keep having to put these on, jeez. Consideration of an application from Gateway Engineers for revision of the Burkett Manor planned residential development for the sidewalk and parking located on Lot 1 in the R4 medium density residential zoning district. Anybody here from the applicant? Or online? No? Nobody's here? That's unusual. From Gateway. Well, typically when nobody's here, we can't speak to it and we table it. We don't
So I say
hear
just
it.
table it.
Yeah, we entertain a motion to table. We have time on this, right? We're not hitting any deemed deadlines yet? Oh, this is the, yeah,
Technical application, but I think that arguably for something, we may have something. A letter.
The applicant still has not provided the turning radius calculations for emergency vehicles. That has been requested by the fire department as well. We have not received those yet.
this would affect that?
Correct.
Okay.
For this plan, the revision would be to remove the 4 parking spaces along Black Oak Lane and push them to the back of lot 101.
So we're essentially looking at this as a minor revision to the land development plan. So this, they haven't had to file a formal application.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm okay with tabling a decision on this. Okay. Can we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. All right. We have a motion, a second. Any discussion?
I'll second.
Any comment from the public? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No, go ahead, bro.
I don't quite understand why you're singling out this lot. Single lot, lot 101 sidewalk. Details or anything here, I don't know what the hell he's doing. What's the?
Trent, you
what's the
wanna-
Problem with a fire truck turning radius or something?
They're doing something with the slope, but can you explain? Since they're not here to tell us, we've tabled it already. This is just for our own
Yeah.
enjoyment.
Right.
Just wanna kick it around a little bit.
So if you guys have the plan in front of you here, the red line revision, I don't know if you do or not. The current location of the 4 parking spaces would affect the ability to achieve the slope maximum of the sidewalk through that portion of Black Oak Lane. Their request is to remove those parking spaces and move them to the back, cut a portion of that slope behind lot 101. At that time, the fire department has asked for us to look at the fact that if they can turn, the larger fire trucks around in that area. At that point, the Gateway Engineers has yet to provide that to us. Typically, what we would see is a diagram of them proving that they can swing that out, and they have not proven that yet.
I mean, they don't have any of the lots listed on here. I don't know what they're doing. really. I don't know. It's tabled, we'll find out.
Yeah,
next
it'll be
week, I
easy.
guess.
Well, not 6 inches, yeah.
That's not kicking it around.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like a cracker.
Last item on the agenda, consideration of the curative amendment application received from the Holding Company Limited LLC for the property at 65 Fisher Road. Parcel number ending in 10-05 C3 Mixed Use District to allow for the following use, mixed use commercial development with multifamily on top of commercial. The applicant, can you?
Yeah,
Go
hey
ahead.
guys, Johnny Miller on behalf of the holding company. So yeah, we're under agreement to purchase this property. And our agreement is just subject to having this approval. So we did our due diligence. We do intend to do a full mixed use development, which is what the C3 specifies. The one thing that we're looking for in this curative amendment is the additional ability to add multifamily. Just for us with the current climate of economics, the deal doesn't pencil for us strictly as a commercial play. So our vision for this, and again, step one for us would be if you're in favor of allowing it to include multifamily, then we would bring in a full package application with, ENS and parking and, traffic and everything required. So, for review by the engineer. But just, concept wise for other things in the area, like South Point Town Center, you have, which again is with the actual ordinance in C2 states that, if you were to have a mixed use, that it requires the first floor to be retail. So similar to that, retail on the first floor and then multifamily above. Again, we've kind of used C2 that existingly permits this as our basis point of our initial concept, which is it states roughly there's some language that says you can go to 65 feet, but basically the primary language states 4 stories, which is our intention. So first story would be retail, and then several stories above, again, to be determined, obviously with parking and all those types of things. Just quick calculations on our end. Obviously this during construction, this is currently a parcel that's not active. It's not on the tax rolls. It's an underperforming asset for the township. If we were to go through with the approval process, it's thousands of construction jobs, hundreds of permanent jobs, multiple millions of dollars was our calculation, which I'm happy to share at another time, in annual tax revenue projected to the township. Be a Class A development for the community with community amenities and additional retail shopping. And then again, I think that the only thing we really need to get past this, for us, we're not even at step one, but to get past this is if you were to approve multifamily to be, I guess, a permitted use inside of that C3, which it currently is not.
I understand.
And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, a lot of times we see, I think is this more, the framework of this be more a text amendment request than curative amendment request?
He frames it as a curative amendment. And basically, if you look at your rules, what's our zoning ordinance say?
I did apply for a text amendment, but it just
says.
It says on
It
your
says
curative.
Okay.
And so if you're doing a curative amendment, this is section 245-220. It says a curative amendment may be filed by a landowner who desires to challenge on substantive grounds the validity of this ordinance and provision. The landowner may submit a curative amendment. So you're required to provide a curative amendment in terms of language. All I have, Kristen, is this application. Is there any ordinance, proposed ordinance? And plus you have to tell us why the current ordinance is a problem. You have to go to a de jure situation or de facto situation. So why is this ordinance? Are you doing this as a curative amendment or are you doing this as a text amendment? If you're doing as a curative amendment, according to 619.1, we can't consider because you haven't followed the procedure.
I believe the application is for a text amendment.
But you have.
I didn't write this.
You signed it.
Doesn't it say text amendment?
What's it say on it?
Curative. I'm just reading the agenda. So again, what I was directed to fill out by the zoning director was what I filled out.
Sure.
We had a pre-application meeting. I stated my intentions. I asked what we needed to fill out. We filled it out.
But if you're doing such a high priced project, you would have an attorney or an engineer that would tell you basically you have to look at the township ordinance.
Sure.
You also have to look at the MPC. It's not up for Kristen to tell you what to do. It's up for you to have your own person to tell you what to do. Isn't this the old Champion property?
It is.
Yeah. Let me take over for a minute,
Sure.
Dennis. Thank you. It looks to me not giving you legal advice or anything like
Sure.
that, but in general, what it sounds like you're requesting of the township and coming to planning that you would like a particular use added to a
Correct.
particular area of the ordinance. You're asking for a text amendment. You're not claiming that the ordinance is unconstitutional and invalid. You want to add something to it or make a change.
That's
So
correct.
that's one. So the application that's before us is a curative amendment, and just like Dennis is saying, it's a totally different procedure. That's probably not the route that you want to go. you probably
yeah.
want to come through the text amendment
Agreed,
request.
yeah.
And
I thought that's what we were doing. And
yeah,
again,
no, that happens.
Yeah,
It's
so-
no big- it's no problem. Typically when we see that, and what we would, I'm sure for any text amendment come through, is just kind of like what Dennis is saying. You need to draft or propose what you're asking. And say you wanted so you like the multifamily definition we already have that's in a C2, you would draft your text amendment would say, here's the amendment, here's what I want to change. I want C2 added to
right.
this portion of the code, and all the township's probably not going to draft that for you. But you
Okay.
would present your text amendment, and then you would come to planning and we would look at it and review it and make
Okay.
comments on it at that point
So
in time. That would probably be the better procedure.
do
to
I,
do.
do I need to fill out a new application, or can we clarify that in this hearing on public record that we're looking for a text amendment?
That's a question for the solicitor.
Well, I think we have, but first of all, you're the one that signed the application for curative amendment. So basically, I think at this point, we'd have to make a motion to not recommend the curative amendment as currently presented. But if you want a text amendment, again, like Mr. Steele said, you have to have language.
You'll need some work,
Yeah,
some work
just-
for you to bring it.
So could
But-
we request a continuance of this to bring the revised text amendment?
We,
Well, the only problem is, here's the concern I have. Once he does a
Curative
curative
amendment
amendment,
starts the
then I
clock.
have to have a public hearing
yeah,
within 60 days.
I mean, you could withdraw
If he wants
the
to withdraw and
application.
resubmit, he can do that.
the application
Okay.
and then just resubmit a new one as a text amendment.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah, there's a big I don't know, did you pay a large fee?
Yeah,
what the
I already
fee is.
paid it like considerably more than I thought it would be, but,
Because you're paying a fee, I'm sure, for a public hearing.
well, and
everything
again,
For that.
just to be clear, like we want to do the deal, we want to do the development. And obviously, I'm fully aware that if we get approval to do multifamily, then we're looking to spend probably hundreds of thousands of dollars in, preliminary civil engineering and, legal fees. So, but for me, I want to come in, I did actually request to have a pre-application meeting, which is permitted under the ordinance so that we could kind of clarify some of these things. But regardless, I think what I'm hearing is you need me to state on the record that I'm going to withdraw the curative amendment application, and I'm going to submit for a text amendment application.
It's totally your decision on what you want to do. But like I say, you could do that. You could withdraw this. You don't have to say anything about what you're going to come back with, and you
Yeah.
can come back with whatever you want.
Well, I think, yeah.
You don't need, I'm not saying that you need net land develop, like deep, you don't need building drawings. You don't need any of
Right,
that
right, yeah.
for what you're coming back to us.
I just
what
need to
would be
provide
helpful-
language for
language,
you.
what you're
Yeah.
asking
Sure.
for the ordinance. Because
Right.
and again, anything that, keep in mind that when you're asking for a text amendment, you're asking it for the entire C3 district.
Right.
So you want to be able to, I would suggest you come in and say, well, here's where the C3 district is.
Sure, yeah.
And why this fits and why
Right.
this seems to make sense. And here's our particular property,
Mhm.
but we can't zone just your property, your
Correct.
parcel.
Yeah, yeah.
That what you're asking to do is
No, correct.
just add something to the C3.
Yeah,
which
the
is
general
it's not
C3.
unusual.
Right.
We've done those. That's where the mixed use came from.
Okay.
I mean, that's where
Right.
text amendments have come before. You could probably ask the township for records of other applications people have done for a text amendment.
Right.
Because that's all public record that you could
Yep.
look at if you wanted to help you out a little bit too.
Okay.
But I agree, it's not easy for a layman to do some of
Sure.
these things too. But you can do whatever you want. If you want to proceed on this, like Dennis says, you're not,
Yeah, I don't
it's
think
probably
that's,
going to be a bigger headache.
that's
and-
not what we're after. I think,
Don't-
yeah,
yeah.
the text amendment is what we're after, so.
Yeah, I would suggest that if you wanted to, you would withdraw it and ask for a you haven't really done anything yet.
Right.
No engineers reviewed this. You just
Correct.
came to us.
Yeah.
I'd ask for your money back and
Okay.
then file a new application if you want. I'm
Okay.
not telling them they
Yeah,
have to
no.
do it. That's
Yeah,
up to them.
let's-
but-
I second that motion.
Okay,
So,
So
yeah.
do you have can you have him put that in writing, withdrawals? as curative
I
amendment?
think you should, yeah. if
I'll say,
you-
state for the record, would that be sufficient? Then it
I'd
goes
say save
into,
the record and then you could I would put
Yeah,
a
I'll send
letter or even
Kristen
an
an
email
email.
to
I can
Kristen.
send
Hey, I'd
Kristen
like
an
to
email.
withdraw and ask for
Okay.
Give the-
your application feedback. And
Yeah, that's fine.
All you
and then
can do is
resubmit
sign that
something
piece of
else.
paper, just say I withdraw my curative amendment.
Okay.
Sign and date that, please.
Sure.
Let him write his thing if you're asking him.
Yes.
I mean, while we're here, are there any other questions? I'm happy to answer.
I know,
I-
Ms. Phyllis has a comment or
Yeah, I had a
question.
question regarding access, if you're looking at, adding something else. Is the access to that property still planned to come from Fisher Road?
No, we have some other plans in mind, but I felt that we want to, unless multifamily becomes a permitted use, then we won't be able to do and pursue the development, but we do have other plans in mind. We don't believe that Fisher Road would be it wouldn't even be A, sufficient, but also B, it wouldn't service the development in a way that fits the overall vision.
You would, and I would, this is just a suggestion, that doesn't mean anything, but if you mentioned there's different types of uses, permitted use, conditional use, or whatever.
Right.
Something like this would probably have a better chance if it was presented as a conditional use. That's
Right.
probably how it is in C2.
I think,
anyway,
yeah, C2, it is. a
As it is
conditional
conditional
use.
use in that.
I mean, largely from my research, we would be asking to mirror the current C2 language, but yeah. I can put that in writing, but sorry. I thought you were going to ask a question.
I was waiting for you to
Yes,
finish.
sir.
You'd mentioned earlier having apartments above the retail up
Yes, sir.
and 2, 3, or 4-story. You're really up in the air about how many stories?
I think, ultimately the ordinance that we were looking to kind of mirror and model was the C2, which does call that it permits 4 stories. So 1 story of retail and then 4. I think, again, the project that I referenced at South Point Town Center is a similar elevation. It has 1st floor retail and then 3 stories. If we do it that way, it works economically for us because anything 4 stories or less can be largely construction of wood.
I was getting to my point though, with regards to head count. Obviously,
Mhm.
more people in 4 stories than 2.
Yeah.
And the road itself, Fisher Road,
Yes.
and its ability to handle in that much
Right.
increased traffic.
Yeah, we don't believe that for this development to work, we need alternate access other than Fisher. I don't want to say too much because
Yeah.
I've been here before and I end up in
So
the
you haven't
paper
thought
saying
about
with
that.
all kinds of weird things that I did or didn't say, but so no, we definitely don't intend for Fisher to be the primary use.
Okay. Fair
I
enough.
did, based on the C2 zoning and the multifamily zoning in the ordinance, which this isn't what we had in mind. So like, don't think that it's much less than this, but this is the 29-acre parcel. And I think by the ordinance of the multifamily in the ordinance, it's like, it permits up to like 464 dwelling units, which we're not intending to do. We don't think the demand is there. I do think there's a demand for new Class A housing. I think there's a lot of nice stuff happening in the township right now that I think demand is here and it's all really moving this way. So that's why we're here. But-
Yeah, and I, part of when you're looking at the difference between the C2 district and how that's written in the C3, if there's things that fit that district better, you want to look at as what you're proposing. And things to keep in mind is you could be successful in a zoning amendment and then come back with land development that doesn't work for your lot.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
that could happen too.
Yeah, we're aware.
Even if, planning and supervisor at some point think, you know what?
Right.
We might want to take that and change that or
Yeah.
adopt that and then it
Sure.
still might not work for
No,
your
fair
lot
enough.
too.
Yeah, we
There wouldn't be
understand.
any guarantees there either way.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. So yeah, I mean, again, for us, step 1 would be if we're permitted to do multi, then we can pursue the project. And then, as you mentioned, we'd have to come in for planning, zoning.
Land development, whatever.
It's 30 acres, so we don't foresee not being able to come in, as by rights with zoning as far as setbacks and things like that. But regardless, it had to go through and it would be,
Whatever you.
it would largely be a conditional use.
Yeah.
Because I think even in the C3, mixed use is a conditional use. The only permitted use, you can like go up there and log and chop trees down and like have an oil field, but those are like, I think those are literally, there's like, you could do landman and then that's it. So.
Burning Man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, landman, Burning Man, that's it. So yeah, it would be conditional. So.
Okay.
All right, I signed the thing. You guys are
Yeah, you
great.
can
I
make
appreciate your
comments if you
time.
want, but-
I know there might be a comment, but if anything else for me,
I think we don't need a motion or anything. He's withdrawing the application. Right? So we're,
and I'll send you an email, Kristen, and we can
I
just,
did.
you can help steer me in the right direction. So thank you so much. If you need anything, I'm here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any public comment?
Mr. Miller, do you live around here?
I live in Washington County. I grew up actually in Trinity School District.
Do you live here in South Strabane? You do not. South Strabane people do not want multifamily homes here. You could, if they would put on a ballot right now, they would turn down every R4, R3 multifamily home. People who live here don't want that. And if you want to know about that property, that land was actually blighted before. That land was blighted during the during the TIF program when that was going through. That land, because you could not use Fisher Road, a single road for all those homes. And that was stated there was only going to be about 40 cars is what they said. And the traffic study showed that you cannot put that many cars on that road. And you're talking about multifamily homes there. You don't live here. We live here. I have time invested in this community. And all 6 of these people up here do also. In fact, also does our solicitor. So just so you know, you're coming into an area that does not want you to build like that. You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. We're all done. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Have a second?
A second.
We're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.